Hello, hello, hello. This is DCE, and thank you so much for clicking and listening. I really do appreciate it, okay? And if you are listening, please give me a few more minutes and consider subscribing to my channel, okay? I want to thank all of my listeners, all of my subscribers that I have so far. I really do appreciate it, okay? Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Love you. All right. Now, it is Teacher Appreciation Week. Teacher Appreciation Week, okay? Teacher Appreciation Week. Thank you, teachers. Thank you, 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 teachers. And I just want to give a brief update of some perhaps encouraging news for teachers and highly concerned parents in the great state of South Carolina. Yes, I do live in the state of South Carolina. Okay. So I noticed that according to social media and some various news websites and the State House legislative update, that apparently there has been some type of movement towards something favorable for South Carolina teachers. Something that South Carolina teachers and parents have been asking for a long time. And according to what it is that apparently yesterday, state representative named Russell Ott, and I'm not sure who he is. I'm going to have to do some research on Mr. Ott, but a state representative named Russell Ott, he pushed for some type of he's a member of the South Carolina House of Legislature, but he pushed for some type of provision. It's a provision in the South Carolina law that would that allowed school districts to suspend the staff to student ratio. Okay, so I guess in other words, what it was is there apparently is a law that said that you can't have but so many students in a class per one teacher. And apparently for years now, I guess maybe during the economic crunch and when they had to cut a lot of jobs, when the state legislature decided to start radically slashing funds for public education. That's what it was. And it lost a lot of teachers throughout the public schools in South Carolina. And so you ended up with large class sizes. So apparently Mr. Ott was able to have this provision suspended or whatnot. And that basically what it says is that pretty much that, oh gosh, I'm sorry you all, I just drew a blank, that that they can no longer, the kindergarten or maybe pre-K through 8th grades, those schools can no longer bypass the staff to student ratio in the classrooms anymore. So I guess whatever the ratio is or the legal limit for the amount of students that are supposed to be, let's say, for example, in the 5th grade classroom, maybe if it's 30 or 35, I'm not sure. I'm hoping it's not 30. That's definitely too much. And I need to look that up but anyways, they can't just arbitrarily have, let's say, 32, 33, 34 kids in the classroom for that one teacher. Okay. But from what I am reading, a part of this says that this law that the House overwhelmingly yesterday voted to approve, that it will allow school districts to apply for waivers to continue to have the leeway to have these extra children in the classroom to that one teacher. But it also says that these school districts have to have proved that they did everything they could to try to get and hire more teachers. Now, it's good and bad, it's good and bad, it's good and bad, because we know how, if this is approved, if this adopted amendment is approved by the state and, by the Senate and signed off by the governor, well, who's going to monitor it and make sure the districts are abiding by it? Okay, I guess, the teachers in those K through 8 classrooms would have to speak out for themselves and, in a sense, sort of kind of be whistleblowers, I guess. Because I don't see how the legislature could monitor it or rely on these districts, to be honest. And also, Mr. Ott state that they will, I guess next week or something, I think next week, that they will turn their attention towards the 9th through 12th grade, focusing on the 9th through 12th grade, trying to get those class sizes smaller. So, good and bad again. They're doing something to try to tackle these large class sizes. Yet, at the same time, they're not increasing funding for public schools. So that's a bad thing. And 2, they are allowing those school districts to be able to apply for a waiver as long as they could prove, quote unquote, that they did everything they could to hire more teachers. Interesting. Encouraging news. As a parent, I'm definitely going to keep my eyes out on that. Okay, because I do have a child that's in elementary school, and if the funding is there and if the will is there on behalf of the school districts to find more teachers and to retain those new teachers and retain the teachers they have, this could be a good thing. Okay, so let's just keep our eyes out on that, parents and teachers. All right. Also, I saw something. I saw there was some type of proposal on the website about the something with teacher evaluations. Teachers, keep your eyes out on that. You know how South Carolina is with those evaluations. I have plenty of friends and relatives in education, and yes, I got an earful about what some of them have gone through. Okay. Also, another thing, in terms of education in South Carolina, I forgot what news report it was, but some type of poll by one of those news journals. South Carolina is falling to 50 in the nation, 50 in terms of education. I have to go back and look at that, but if you know what I'm referring to, please drop it in the comments. I forgot what news journal it was. Yes, South Carolina, according to that particular study by that news journal, has fallen to 50 in public education. Wow. Okay. So, I don't want to, oh gosh, I don't want to get on that. I don't want to rant on that. But, at some point, these people who are controlling the education budget have got to feel some type of shame about what's going on. Okay. As far as I know, there are only 50 states that are part of the United States. So how low can we go? How low can we go? Gosh, you gotta laugh because this is some crazy stuff. Okay, there was something else interesting that came across the news feed. Oh, and I can't think of it. But anyways, teachers, y'all are almost there. Oh, yes, this is testing season. Test. Also, there's another proposal in the state legislature that says that they want to limit, some representatives are trying to get a law passed that will limit the number of formative assessments to 1 per school year, because the kids are truly through with school. They are through with school because of testing, and so are the teachers. All this testing and test prep, it takes away from the other stuff that kids could really be learning. Okay, anyways, and I'm not saying that the stuff that the kids are tested on isn't important. It is, but it's overkill from the state and overkill on the district level. All right, happy Teacher Appreciation Week, teachers. And every week I'm going to try to continue to provide you all with some type of update with some of the things from social media and the news networks and websites about the latest that's happening with education in South Carolina. I'm going to try my darndest. I'm going to try my best. Now I know school is going to be out for most of South Carolina early June. So I don't know how I'm gonna be able to do that while school is out, but I'll figure it out. I could, try to do some quote unquote investigating into what's happening within these local school districts, because during the summer a lot of them are going to be scrambling to replace those teachers who've retired or who've decided they've had enough. So, yeah. Oh my gosh, I think I'll try my hand at that. Interesting. All right. Every week I'll be back next week with an update about local South Carolina education news. Again, happy Teacher Appreciation Week. Thank you, teachers. Stay blessed.